Hello Internet, this is Stan here in the beautiful desert. I bought a hoist years ago to do some construction, like putting up the solar deck above me. And it had a very fast line speed and single pull. It came with a snatch block at the bottom, and that would have the speed. And then over the years, as I had more and more heavy equipment to move in the shop, I put the crane rail up and mounted it properly on 2 trolley rollers up there. Then I had to buy a new cable to make it so that I have 6 cables pulling here. 3 sheaves on the bottom, the drum, and 2 sheaves on the top. And the cable's pretty stiff, so to keep it rolling, winding up properly and tracking back and forth on the drum on the way up, I had to add these 1-inch pieces of steel for weight. And then to get it so that it would track properly on the way down, I had to add these 2 chunks of steel here. So we'll show you that in action. This is a rated 2-ton hook on a cheap swivel, and then we'll show you all that stuff in here in a second. Finally got the speed down to something I can tolerate for lifting heavy loads and being able to spot stuff in. Okay, like I said, winding it up takes less weight to keep that spool clean and wrapped properly than winding it down. Seeing's believing, so here's the downbeat. The cable doesn't skip and hop and come unwind, and it does it properly, so that's kind of cool. Coming down, it's very slow. This is 1/6 of single line pull and 1/3 of double line pull from what this hoist was made with. As you can see, I've got 2 trolleys supporting it. Each of those is a metric ton trolley, although they're not centered. These things don't do well if you don't keep that drum level. If the drum's not level, it won't wrap right. And I had that problem in construction because I'd have it supported from a single point. So let me get, now I can get it all the way down. I had to add 20 feet of cable to this drum to get it to do what it does with a 6 cable hoister with all the snatch blocks in it. And I didn't know if the drum would hold it all. There you got 4 wraps left on the drum up there. And then of course you go down here and you can see I'm gonna have to back up. You can see she's right at the floor. Now, some of my best critics will tell me, well, you don't have limit switches on it. Well, the limit switch that came on it would only work in single line pull. It never really would work well in double line pull. So that was kind of unfortunate, but I can probably rig it, but I'll have to modify some parts. When it comes to action, seeing is believing. This is the new inverter for the solar power plant. I'm increasing my inverter size from 20 kilowatt to 30 kilowatt. So this one I modified it and put a lifting cradle on it so you can lift it from the top without having to have a fork truck or something like that. And then I changed out where the power input and outputs go from the bottom, because I used to just have rubber cables that go straight through the bottom. Not really something that electricians in the US would go for. There we go. Get myself room. Now, seeing is believing. This thing weighs 600 pounds. The other one weighs 400. Quite a bit faster going down. But yep, I almost got the balance point right on the bracketry. Hard to do. So with the cable, with the hoist not done as well as it is now, I lifted about 1,500 pounds of lathe and was able to move it around and 3,000 pounds of mill and move it around. But one of the things, hold on a minute, I'll show you one more thing. This 20-foot beam laid in the backyard for a year before I got a chance to retire and finish building the shop. And so I had heavy house paint on it because the rust would just kill it. But I didn't get all the paint off. So now you get into any section where the paint hasn't been buffed off the side rails, you get stickage, or stickage phenomenon. It doesn't want to track and properly. So my recommendation is if you put one of these up, don't have any heavy paint on the surfaces where the rollers from the trolley mate with it, because otherwise you'll get slipstick phenomenon up there and it'll be cranky. Okay, I've put a lot of stills for this system on Facebook, and I've got a lot of comments in that help with the design. I hope this is the last design, unless if I add limit switches, that'll be a whole nother thing. And I would have a supplement to this if I do that. But for now, that's it. We took a hoist. I don't know what its capacity was now, but like I said, I have in the past used the, well, you can't see it. There we go. I've used this special bracketry to lift the mill so that it lifts dead center, in other words, level in all directions. And then I can slide it out from the wall if I need to do some work. And with the help of Bruce Whittam over here, I made a special bracket for that lathe so you can clamp it to the middle of the ways and pick it up dead level too. So Bruce is kind of out of the scene now, but I do appreciate the help he gave me on making sure it was hell for stout and deadly strong. All right, folks, I'm going to wrap this up, edit it, and get it out there because I have not done a video in over a year.